know where like the cleavage is, where like the boobs touch, or supposed to touch?
No, I've never touched a woman.
Cat Everfrost used not gonna quite hit. There goes a 5-man shield there. Rex gonna get caught up in the baby cage. That's gonna be a 3-man shockwave in the backline with a big
huge.
face breaker. That's gonna be a showstopper right there. That's
Can't get slowed when he was in Pike's E. That's too soon, that's too soon. Nice. Okay. Okay then. I'm gonna try to get you the penta honestly. You have one more? You can't die with this. It's gonna get dogged.
Can go. I mean, I have flashing. A second.
Oh my god!
Have any teleports on the side of CCW. They might try to go for a pick here. Vox Prime has to be careful. Doesn't know they're all there. This could be the pick they want, but you have to be careful as well, though. They're going to burst him down. Vox Prime dies before anyone else can go in. They don't get the second call of the force god. And here we go. Here comes the Vlad. Keep an eye on the Vlad. Vlad on the back line. There's the double knockout. Keep an eye on the Vlad. Vlad gets one of them. Vlad's able to get two of them unbound. He's going to survive on the back end of it, but they're going to be able to kill the Anivia. And there's two dead on the side of CCW. Can they get more? There's the Vlad. Can they get the knockup on Asthmatic Boy? Can he get the blast kill? No, he can't. He's going to fall incredibly low. They're going to keep going in. Team Shooter is going to be able to get the root. They're going to try to find more. They're going to find everyone. But there's the kill. Unbound. He's doing it all. Unbound is doing it all. Give it out. Unbound. Unbound's killing them all. Unbound is winning this game.
Okay. You guys good?
Okay. They're definitely gonna get it, but I think we win this one side.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Get it!
Welcome, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Risen Draft League. I'm Quicksand, down here from Down Under. It's about 10 a.m. in the morning, and we're just ready to get kicked. Man, I messed that up. We're about ready to kick things off, and I get to be joined by two wonderful analysts, two wonderful casters, and who would have guessed they're the same people. I'm here with Hyper and DBZ Freak. What's up, guys?
What's happening?
So, Hyper, what are you doing today? What's up? You chilling? Like,
Dude,
what you up to?
I am hanging out. I'm getting excited. I'm ready. Been stoked about today pretty much all day today. Unfortunately, what I wanted to do was basically super investigate the two teams that we're gonna watch tonight. But seems how I have kids, I wasn't able to do that as early as I wanted to.
Kids making it hard to research. They're bothering you too much, getting in the way. And DBZ Freak, what about you, man? What's up?
Doing good. Just got off of my IT job. I was gonna also try to research the two teams, but you know how IT work goes. Sometimes I had to be on site after hours, and it was kind of fun. and I'm re-energizing by drinking G Fuel, not sponsored.
This man has to say not sponsored.
Mhm.
So,
And I swear I was trying to research the teams too, man. But it's 10 o'clock in the morning, bro. I was busy sleeping.
Oh,
So now
10
I'm
o'clock
up
in
and
the
I'm
morning
awake.
and you're sleeping? Man, I've been up
Bro.
for 5 hours. My day has been started.
Okay, so we're here, Risen Draft League. Before we get into any shenanigans about how we kind of research the teams a little bit, let's talk about how the tournament format is going to go. There are 2 groups, each with 20. Sorry, there's 20 teams total, each with 10 teams in them, bro. That's so many. And they play in a partial round robin over the course of 6 weeks in a best of 3 to determine the winners. Now, after those 6 weeks, the top 4 teams from each group will move on to the playoffs. And from there, that team that comes out off the top of the playoffs will be the winner of the Risen Draft League, walking with pride and a bit of respect from the League of Legends community. Look, Hyper, there's not that much respect to give, to be honest.
Yep, that's pretty much a good summation of what's going to go on with this league. Bragging rights. Everyone loves bragging rights, especially League of Legends players, because when you're on an 8-game losing streak in solo queue, you win that one game, you're like, gosh darn it, I'm the best player ever. Let's go ahead and keep playing some more, and then you lose 5 more games.
Yeah. You see with me, I hit that 8th loss, and then I don't know, something clicks in my brain. I'm like, if I lose this next game, and I don't know, being an ADC main, I start to run it down in tilt. But weirdly enough, when I'm going on that L streak and I decide to run it down on tilt, I end up stomping my lane opponent and coming out with a win. And I'm like, I should just play mad.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you play. Just go on a lose streak and then start scaling. I mean, I was playing last night. I swear I was playing out of my mind. I picked up jungle. I hardly ever play jungle, and look, Trundle jungle broken, man. That's all I'm saying. Look, you can't beat pizza and just sit down and play League.
I mean, it just rhymes. It just rhymes so well. Trundle in the jungle.
I was going to brag about my match history, but it's looking like it's bleeding a little bit right now. So I'm gonna...
I've not touched the Rift in a couple weeks because it's just been tilting. I told myself at the beginning of patch 16, I was like, you know what? It was like 3 days in. I was like, it's not for me. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna wait till the next patch.
And you know what? Speaking of patches, I think we just came to a new one this week, didn't we, lads?
Yes, we did.
Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I can. So I have the patch notes here, and here's what happened this past patch. So we got nerfs from Ahri in the mid lane. These are all mostly for pro play. I don't know why specifically just pro play. It just is what it is. So we got Ahri getting nerfed. We have Azir also getting nerfed, along with Nami, Renekton, Sivir, Sylas, Taric, Trundle, and Wukong. Taric is the exception of being in that pro nerf area. They're having being nerfed in the skilled area matchup, which is about, I believe, plat to about Diamond 3. Weird, I don't know why. Not sure why. So for buffs, we have Camille getting buffed, Ezreal also getting buffed, along with Graves, Kassadin, Misfortune, Nocturne, Rel, Set, and Twisted Fate. So those are the buffs that happen. We have Maokai and Hecarim adjustments. I read into why they are adjusting Hecarim. They say because he's been in a weird spot the past few years, so they're trying to get him to a good place to make him viable again. I did not read well into Maokai very much, but I will do that right this second. And it looks like they are changing his passive, his Bramble Smash, Sapling Toss, and his ultimate. So
okay, wait.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the Hecarim buffs, man. I saw I've read a little bit of the patch notes this morning as I was going through. Please read out Hecarim W, bro.
Got you. So what they do with Hecarim is looks like they decrease his base armor and his health growth, so a little bit of a nerf there. They also nerfed his Q a little bit, but they gave it +5 extra bonus AD. So now instead of 90% bonus AD, it's 95 bonus AD. And in terms of the damage per stack is 4% and then 6%, numbers, math, blah, blah, blah. So moving on to his W afterwards, they actually gave his W a sensible cooldown. It's a little higher at the first part of the game that maxes out to 14%. And now he gains armor and magic resist while Spirit of the Dread is active. So it makes him
armor and magic resist after a durability patch. Are you kidding me?
So now we have the devastating charge.
Gosh.
That got nerfed a little bit. And it looks like, it got nerfed quite a bit, actually. But the cooldown is now 18 seconds at all ranks. And then Onslaught of Shadows has been changed, and the fear duration has been nerfed at max rank.
Okay, so basically, Hecarim did lose a little bit of damage, and as you mentioned, some of the stats here going through and some of the ultimates, but a lot of the inherent scaling has changed. I know in a lot of the abilities, it's gone from like 2% to 4%, 3% to 6% with some of the stacks in how these abilities scale. It's scary. I think Hecarim is going to be actually like really bad, like in a good way. You know what I mean? Like he's going to be super scary in the next couple. Yeah.
Okay, so he loses base stats. All right, that's fine. Then he gets increased in scaling. That's scary.
Mhm.
Now, on top of that, he's gonna get armor and magic resist.
I told you, man.
What? Excuse me? And then Riot says, okay, just to balance that out, you don't get feared as. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm gonna die. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's gonna hit me. He's gonna hit me with. He's gonna hit me with the all, and then I'm just gonna get blown up. And I can't do anything about it because he's just taking so much. Like,
Yeah, that's just the pretty much Hecarim in a nutshell. The Maokai stuff is not too bad. It looks like so they're changing.
Okay. Look.
Oh, go ahead.
We do have a bunch of patch notes to go through, but unfortunately, I did want to talk about the teams more. But the teams have already jumped into their champ select. So I'm really keen to see if we see some of these. We've seen some of the picks about the teams you guys are talking about more in there. Will we see Hecarim? I don't know. Let's jump straight into draft, and I'll see you guys after the game.
Sure thing.
Good. Take it away, freak.
So we are about halfway through the first ban phase. So right now on Now Upon Light, they have banned Maokai, Lillian, Kayn, which I figured would come through when we were doing draft prep earlier. And then Brigitte Ray looks like they have banned, the Zac ban, the Tom Cash ban, and they're hovering Katarina. Okay, Katarina has been banned. All right, so there's that Zac ban that we were talking about earlier. That if that came through, that kind of made it a little weird.
If they didn't first ban Zac, I'm gonna be real. I would have been like, why? Like, what is happening here, boys? MF coming out for the ADC for Now Upon Light, and we're gonna answer with the Jhin. So we're not. We're gonna hover Jhin.
We're hovering it. I like Jhin though because it's a good
I do like
utility
Jhin.
carry for that long range that they would need, so that way they're not standing in the face of misfortune.
Misfortune, no kidding. I mean, if you're gonna lock in the Jhin, you do have to be aware that MF is going to bully you out of lane. Unfortunately, once Jhin gets behind, it takes him a little bit to get back into the game.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see what will happen there. We're gonna get the second pick. I would anticipate them to pick something that goes good into the Jhin here. So whether that's either a really good mid lane pick that can set up Jhin for the Deadly Flourish, or even as far as the support pick here, or it looks like they're gonna lock in the Seraphine as the final seconds tick down. Okay.
I mean, we can still flex that Seraphine into the mid lane. She's a great supporter, but she's still a really great AP carry, whether you stick her in the bot lane or whether you stick her in the mid lane.
Okay.
There's the Hecarim.
The Hecarim.
Okay, come on.
Oh.
They're not. Yeah.
Okay, they locked in the Hecarim. Nice. Okay, so as we were going over,
spicy.
Hecarim was changed this patch, and Quicksand was kind of saying how he seemed like he might be kind of bad, but I'm kind of hoping that with these W change that he's gonna actually turn out really well. So I'm pretty excited, especially because he sounds like more of a utility jungler now than I'm going to kill you instantly.
Yeah, but he's gonna be a tanky damage dealing jungler, and it's.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like, how you gonna deal with that? Like, how do you deal with that? If you're Brigitte Ray, how do you deal with the jungler that's gonna run into your face? And
is it MF
damage?
Support?
And so we're gonna have an MF support Caitlyn bot lane.
Actually, hold that thought. Remember, one of the top laners would play Caitlyn top, so that is possible.
That is very true. And this is the top laner that was playing TK. Ooh, that's a solid point. I don't know. That's a Mumu apparently.
Oh, it lagged out. Okay, so never mind. We lied. It is a Mumu. According to the teams, it lagged out.
I would have preferred the Caitlyn, not gonna lie. I would have
Fiddlesticks being locked in for the final pick of Brigitte Ray in the first first phase of picks and bans.
I'm starting to like this Team 6's comp that they kind of got drafting going on, where you got the layered CC almost essentially, ultimates coming from the gray screen, Fiddlesticks over the top of the wall, Curtain Call coming over the top of the wall, Encore captivating the audience and just walking into the glorious music that is Seraphine.
Right. Especially for the lockdown potential that can come in with that. And it's going to be pretty
Oh, yeah.
disgusting. So we have our first band coming through the second phase. That is Ornn. That's pretty standard, I imagine, since Ornn is kind of busted when he hits level 13. He gets those super special items. For the second
And the Team 5 top laner does like to rock his tanky top laner. So
yeah, he does.
taking the Ornn, taking the TK off of the table really limits the pool. Yeah, really limits the pool. We should see a Dr. Mundo ban coming. If they're looking at the top laner, we should see a Mundo ban hit the ban screen real fast.
All right, I will take that to heart, and actually, I will agree with you. I think we're pretty much looking at eliminating tanks here, or maybe even Victor.
Switch it up to the mid lane. Okay. We're gonna hover it
for the final ban here as the time ticks down. Okay, so it's a Victor ban coming in for Riggedy Ray. So now we are waiting on the final.
So do you go for a mid lane ban here, or do you just go straight target to top laner?
I think you target the top laner here. I think that's kind of what you're looking at here. We have like 4 top lane bans at this point. So yeah, and there's the Shen. We did note earlier that they really do like playing Shen on their team. So keeping that extra bit of safeness away when Shen hits post 6, with the Stand United coming in, he pretty much ults wherever he wants and just ruins your whole life, especially if you're about to kill someone. So now we're moving on to the second phase of picks.
So who would you give your counter pick to? You give it to the mid laner or the top laner?
I would rather give it to the mid laner here personally.
Yeah.
I think a mid lane counter pick is good here, especially with not very many mid lane bans were made. Only just the 2, the Katarina and the Victor. And Galio here is actually a really good blind pick here. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, okay. Seeing the Galio, and then looking over here at our sheet, and I'm seeing that the mid laner plays duelists.
Right.
Galio has a really huge knock.
Okay. So let's go ahead.
What do they? I'm seeing the Yasuo angle for the mid lane right now.
Well, they just locked in the Ahri, so that I guess that tarnishes that idea, huh?
Okay.
All right, but I do like Ahri here, especially into the Galio. It's pretty good.
I mean, even with the nerf on with this patch, Ahri's still a really strong pick.
Sejuani is the final pick. I'm assuming that's going to be Sejuani top here with Amumu down in the bot lane as a support, considering, we have Hecarim up there in the jungle. So pretty self-explanatory. This is a pretty beefy comp, especially. Your only 2 damage dealers are Ahri and Misfortune. But
they got to get through that. You got to get through the beefy boys, though.
Now, counterflip to that, and if they lock in Set here, I can actually see that as an actually reasonable pick into the Sejuani. Okay.
Set has 3 massive targets to just dunk in onto the MF and the Ahri. Oh, that was a really, really good pick.
Okay, I was kind of expecting that, and yeah, I actually vibe with it. It's a very good pick here, especially into what's going on with their team here. And if Set just ults in, that's a lot of damage that can come through, and it is going to be disgusting.
Yes. So So I was talking about the comp earlier. So we have Set dunking the beefy target.
Right.
Take your pick. You have 3. So Set dunks them on. Galio says, "I got you, homie. Here's my magic shield." He comes in, heroic entrance. Fiddle from over the wall's been eyeing the fight the entire time. Hey, let me spread a little bit of fear with my crows. Then Jhin says, "You know what? I'm going to open the curtains," and the encore to follow. It's just, the wombo with this team is kind of disgusting. It's kind of disgusting.
I'm excited. 5v5s are going to be gross.
It's going to be...
I'm just so excited for both of these drafts that we're looking at now. I would say, though, I am a little skeptical about the mid lane match because, of course, naturally, with the range advantage to the Ahri, it could start out pretty rough for the Galio, but I think when he starts getting some tank stats going in, I think it'll actually be fine from there. That, and if jungle assistance comes in from the Fiddle, I think that'll be pretty bueno as well going in for them. So
how about we kick it over to Quicksand? Let him jump in on what he thinks over here.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and get him in on here.
Okay. I want us to talk about this. I want us to talk about this.
All right, we're ready. We're ready. Go for it.
Okay, Team 6, bro, they have come through draft so strong. Okay, first of all, Freak, I swear I said Hecarim was bad in a good way. Like he was disgusting.
Yeah, he was
strong.
saying that he was like
is
crap.
so scary. Hecarim, look, I feel like Hecarim has set this game up to be so uncertain. Because right now, I feel like on the side of Team 5, which is a team on the blue side, they are lacking a little bit in damage. Because right now, Team 6, they got Seraphine, they got Fiddlesticks, man, they got Galio. Their whole team comp is all about getting their tentacles in on the other team and locking them down. They have so much AoE, and it's disgusting, man. I saw it last night when I was casting a game, and it is really, really strong. That ability to shut down in big areas of effect. In the LCO Grand Final, which I watched live just the other day, they actually came through with a Seraphine mid, and Seraphine's going to be playing support this game, but either way, Seraphine's ultimate is possibly one of the most disgusting in the game right now. It's so strong. Team 6 right now, they're looking so strong right out of draft.
Okay. That was actually something I was getting ready to say too, because like there's not too much damage coming in for Now Upon Light, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. But I think with a lot of like Hecarim presence in certain specific lanes,
presence too. Not
Yeah,
presence too.
Yeah, so I think with the three melee 2 math is hard. I guess Sejuani's melees, but with 2 other people assisting the passive on Sejuani on her E, I think that's actually okay, and I think they're able just to get some pretty good lockdown. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
But I do wanna add a little devil's advocate over here to Team 6.
Okay, yeah,
just a little bit of devil's advocate, just because I personally am not seeing the angle for the early game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, are we waiting until level 6 to fight around objectives? And if that's the case, then I think we set ourselves up for a little bit of failure down the road, because looking at the side of Team 5, they kind of want to accelerate the RE and the misfortune, whereas I look at Team 6 for the red side, they kind of want to just wait and for those big ultimates to come up, fight around objectives, blow the team fights out of the water, and then move on to the next objective. So I really don't see their early game plan, how they want to play this out.
Okay, I could see that. Well, I think one thing that's coming to mind is especially with the Jhin Seraphine, they're gonna have the push advantage for the first little bit of the game, as noted, because range, obviously double range. I think 5 minutes, if they prioritize eventually going for that first dragon and they just can push their lanes in, minus the mid lane, because that's obviously not going to be as easy of a time. But I think if they prioritize a lot of pressure on bot, they'll be able to secure that first Drake 5 minutes into the game. And then I think from there, they could kind of like dictate the pace of like what the objectives are from there. Now when Amumu hits 6, that's a different story, because with that giant lockdown of the Curse of the Mummy or Curse of the Sands or
It's the sad mummy.
Curse of the Sands, whatever it is, Amumu, we all know what it is. Once they get locked down in there, that actually sets up some pretty obnoxious lockdown, especially for the Misfortune ultimate to follow. And you have Ahri coming in, charming whoever, and the Hecarim ult on top of it. So there's some pretty good like ultimates on Team 5 side, and I'm pretty stoked for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Bro, it's wombo. That's all we're watching. It's going to be that time and time again. And it's kind of like, well, right now, the way we're seeing Team 5 layout is they're like a big iron wall sitting inside their castle. They got their little archers at the top trying to shit at their little bolts. And then down on the bottom, we have the big battering ram that is Team 6 trying to come through. They got a big ass Galio, bro. Have you seen how big he is in lore? He's huge.
Oh my god, yes.
Huge.
So, yeah, it's really interesting how they're laid out. And I think the biggest thing that's going to come down for the early game especially is the ranks of these teams. Now, because this is a draft league, people were chosen, people separated into their teams. And Hyper, you were talking a little bit about how we have different average ranks on some of these teams. If you have the stats up right now, do you think you could sort of give us a rough idea of where Team 5 and Team 6 are sitting?
So, I mean, just based off my bad math skills and what I'm seeing in the team, it's looking like Team 5 has rough, and I mean very rough, low plat, high gold average. Their mid laner being low silver, bringing that average down a little bit. 2 players in the diamond, so it kind of it's weird how that's gonna like average out. It's like mid to high gold, maybe low plat. And then you have Team 6, all of them relatively close in nature. So maybe high gold, low plat there. So they're equal in terms of averages, but they're dispersed in terms of their lane opponents, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly like what we're looking at again. It's going to come down to how not only the teams are drafted, but again, it's how the teams are differentiated in their rank. And I think in a MOBA, it's a lot easier to lose focus and understanding of how big those gap differences are in rank. I was doing a Valorant match the other day, and what you can see is when a Plat's playing against a Diamond, even though they might have good game sense, you just get aim diffed. Like you actually just get destroyed. And it's different in a MOBA because you can scale with gold. If you find a way around the opponent or you win your lane, you play better, you find yourself in a better spot. And that's exactly what a team with a slightly lower average needs to do. Take their time and only take fights that they need to, kind of playing like the LCK. You know, they get their slow, steady pace up in the Korean League where they just keep moving and until they find the first domino pushover, and then start a chain reaction of blowing up the other team. That's what they need to look for. Again, Team 5 are inside their castle wall, staying comfortable. Team 6 are the ones that need to breach it, and Team 5 are sort of, they want to slowly drag this game out and find their footing.
Yeah, no, I hear you 100%. When you were saying Iron Wall, all I could think of was that volleyball anime and
Haikyuu, bro. Yeah,
Haikyuu. There it is. Haikyuu. That's all I could think of was just the Iron Wall and just trying to get through it. By the way, if you haven't seen
it, we got the spiker on the other side, bro. That's what Team 6 is.
You want to know who their spiker is? Set. Set is their spiker.
Yeah, bro. I would definitely do that.
You got to bring them in, dunk them in. All right, so
it looks like we are just about to hop in our game. Our champions have loaded in, and we are just about to jump into the game. I'll be back here. Hyper and Freak, I'll leave it to you guys, and I'll see you in just a moment.
All right. Welcome, everyone. We are in our very first game of the Draft League. Let's go. Okay. So here we are. Starting out here.
Welcome to the Risen Draft League. Welcome to the Rift. Game 1. Blue side, MKB versus sitting on the Sejuani, and blue side, Team 5, looking like they might go for an early invade here. Taking that bot side.
Yeah, complete bot side control, but they got like kind of a 2-point stance here with the Seraphine kind of hovering around. I think they're kind of aware of this. Yep, I don't think that ward spotted them out there, so I think they're just gonna walk through. Someone hasn't noticed them yet, but they're walking in now, and I think this is the part where they're setting up a trap.
Yep, and they're gonna get done right there. Charmed landing and a first blood going over to the Hecarim. And that is all she wrote, folks. Gonna get some wards right there. And yeah, we just saved for the blue buff, honestly.
Okay, but the good news is no flashes were burned, so Galio will still have the flash for later when the potential gank happens, and whatever happens from there. But pretty shocking that there wasn't a ward there in like the cut of the opening of the jungle to kind of spot this out. But I mean, more power to them. But I mean, it was just a five-man invade that worked out.
5-man invade, and you know what? Sometimes you gotta respect it. You see two forms of CC on the other side of the team. You gotta respect it, and you gotta set up for it. But red side going for a little bit of lane control right there, but a Bandage Toss is going to land onto the Jhin. He's going to get Bandage Tossed again. He still has that full shot. Going to have to flash. The Ignite coming out. Exhaust coming out from the Seraphine. Jhin is going to live with barely any HP, but that was a really good play.
That exhaust was huge there, and now you have double sums burned on Riggedy Ray there. Now he's forced to back. Actually, it looks like he's gonna stay. I'm actually shocked he's actually gonna stay in lane there. Okay,
I mean,
okay.
If he backs right now, he is going to miss so much more than if he stays. Because staying right now, he at least gets the XP. He loses the gold regardless if he backs. But
right.
He needs the XP. He's got that pot. He can heal up a little bit. But, you know, Amumu lands another Bandage Toss. It's gonna spell disaster for the bot lane.
That is pretty detrimental there. So, no sums in the bot lane here.
But Hecarim is gonna go in for the invade. And the Fiddlesticks is going to have to flash in. Sejuani comes over, helps clean up the kill. 2 kills over to the side of blue very early in this game.
Yeah, that was kind of weird that they stayed there after that. But I mean, good pathing by the Hecarim to recognize that Fiddle might be in his jungle. He goes on and gets the flash out 2 alongside it, and they just secure a pretty easy kill. Looks like Ghost was also using the pro. Oh no!
Yeah, Galio is here in the area. There was a little bit of pings going down, but Galio gonna back off. So's the side of blue side's bot lane. They're gonna back off and respect that.
Right. Wow. Almost like I never get a chance to really say anything because there's action just happening everywhere on the map.
And this happened, exact same thing happened last night. Oh, but Mafia Boss, I like that bush he's sitting in right there, kind of waiting for the Sejuani. But he is going to get stunned up and ignited, going to have to pop that E and that shield. Drops his own ignite. He's going to fall, and Set takes another tower shot. Top laners trade, but the bot lane isn't done with this amount of action that we have going on. Seraphine's going to walk out, burst it. But she is going to live.
Ooh-wee! Alright, we got ourselves a lot of action happening. So a trade of ignites in the top lane. That's kind of what secures the 1-for-1 there. And that Set W is absolutely obnoxious to deal with, especially when he's at max shield range. And the Galio's coming down again.
Just as we have a Galio roam coming in, and he has the charge, he has the taunt, they have the follow-up. The heal is not enough to save the Amumu. Red side claims the Amumu.
Okay, wow. Wow. A lot of roams coming in already from the mid laner, and I'm actually very surprised. He's pretty much more or less, I wouldn't say he sacked his lane.
No, I mean, every time that Galio roams down, he shoves that lane in, walks down immediately. It's almost instinctive, the way he's roaming. Haymaker into that W is just so much damage from Set. Like, they buffed it too, by the way. Set got a buff in the patch. Whew. Set and Camille both are going to be obnoxious top laners to deal with.
Ain't that for sure. So, continuing on here, about 4 minutes into the game, about to be 5. The first dragon will be coming up very shortly here.
Yep. And who takes first dragon here?
Oh man. Who takes first dragon here? So we have an Infernal Drake up. Bot lane is back, so they're going to be coming back. The reset should be coming in for the other side here in a second. So
I mean, the
maybe
reason why I asked is because this Galio, even though he's in a ranged matchup, has managed to get lane prio for the past 5 minutes from shoving wave and then roaming the bot. He's done that 2 or 3 times now. But Hecarim is going to invade onto the Fiddlesticks. Hecarim does get silenced. Free is here to back him up. And he might just take the Raptor camps as a consolation point.
Yeah, okay. Free Raptors, we like that. Free Raptors. So in the meantime, Dragon is still standing, which I'm honestly kind of shocked. I thought at this point one of the teams would kind of go for it.
Ooh, Mumu sitting in the river right there. No. It's gonna be nasty.
Is he gonna go for it?
Oh, Hecarim hovering on the top side too. We have two potential things setting up. He's gonna back out. Hecarim, he's gonna jump on to the Fiddlesticks. He's gonna hit him with the fear, take the last bit of Krugs, and then walk out. Oh. Okay. Blue side playing with fire at the moment. I like it.
Okay, wow. I'll just every time we get ready to talk about something, kind of like what's the game plan here? It's like they just keep inching more forward towards like a fight. But looks like we're about to settle down for just a hot second. We're about 6 minutes in, and about 1.5k gold lead coming in for Team Blue. And I'm blanking on the team name, which is dumb for me. So we'll move on, and it looks like Fiddle is heading towards that bot side. So I'm assuming the Dragon should be getting started here.
Right here on the top side, that is going to get a nice bit of chunk damage, and the flash into the dunk, and the Sejuani is going to fall. Solo kill over to the top laner.
Yep, kind of figured that was coming, as that's just how Set is into tanks. He's just too good. He's too good into tanks.
But the return kill. Oof. Unfortunately, we didn't. The camera shifted over, so we didn't see the Set fall into the Hecarim. But the Hecarim did get a return kill. Galio and Ari gonna be posturing in the mid lane right there.
Okay, Fiddle's on that Dragon. There we go. That's what I was talking about.
Looks like I'm taking that Dragon.
Yep. Okay. Nice. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's like that's what they have to do in order to accelerate the tempo of the game. Set's actually pretty well for himself up there, regardless of another being they're down 2k. So not too shabby for them getting the first Infernal Drake. And what will be the second Drake?
Yeah, but Team 6 is playing to their team comp. They want to take objectives. They want to fight over objectives. You know what I mean? They want blue side to come into them, fight them, because they know they have the superior team comp. Not team comp, but team fight. Not team. I apologize. I mean,
no, it's all good.
They have the superior team fight. What I don't understand though is how Ari is not managing to get
the lane prio that she should be getting. And I think
I
that's
think
coming down
it
to
kind of has to do with it's just early game. Ari doesn't really do much damage to waves until she hits level 9 and gets like that little bit of that amp tome, or even as far as Last Whisper. Because as an Ari player myself, her wave clear sucks the first few levels, and like her autos are just absolutely like just tiny and they do nothing. So it's gonna take a little bit of time for Ari to start
is coming down here, but they are gonna spot him out. Root coming out from the Jhin. Follow up from the Seraphine is coming out, but the Bandage Toss is gonna land, and Misfortune channels the bullet time, but does not stick it. Unstoppable comes the Hecarim, burst comes the Amumu, and the heroic entrance is gonna follow up. The fight is still continuing to go on. Nice taunt coming out from the Galio. They're gonna lock down 2 kills. Fiddlestick claiming both. And that is a 2-4-0 in favor of the red side.
2 for 1, Seraphine died 2.
2 for 1. I did not see the Seraphine go down,
good,
but
all good.
Ari has got a nice bit of chunk damage, and the Amumu getting over the top of that wall, and the Fiddlesticks is going to fall to the Ari. Galio managing to connect with that knockup. Jhin trying to get a little bit of extra more damage, but he's not going to find it. He is very low on mana. Ari living with such little HP.
Goodness gracious, they just keep fighting!
They just keep fighting, and that fight goes in favor of red side.
Okay, so in the end, it ends up being actually a 2 for 2. But that shutdown, that's kind of what I want to highlight. That shutdown that the Hecarim got went to the Fiddle, which is actually really good for them, I think, I would say. 400 gold shutdown, I believe it was. Yep, 400 gold shutdown to the Fiddlesticks. So that's a massive chunk of gold that they needed to get back into this game. They're still down 2k even at the end of that 2 for 2 play. But, I mean, I think they're still in a good spot because being 2,000 gold down is not terrible.
I don't think Set realized he was sitting on a ward. He's gonna just go for it. Sejuani getting a couple of passes off. He's gonna have to dunk her into the team, but she is not. The Set is not gonna be able to get unstunned. The CC too much from the Sejuani, and that Hecarim just there to make sure that the Set doesn't turn it on her. Nice clean kill.
All right, well. It's a good to keep the Set from, you know, kind of taking control of the top lane. And even though he's down, like, damn near 15 CS, it's actually pretty good how well he's been doing into it. I think the kills kind of, like, subset that CS loss, but that's actually okay. But here we are coming in, just more farming up in the bot lane at the moment.
Since we are talking about CS, and we're
go for it.
hovering over here at the bot lane, can we look at the CS difference? 40 CS. Difference in 40 CS from the MF to the Jhin.
Yeah, I just looked at it just now, and that is huge. The MF is pretty far ahead, which is contributing to that 2k gold lead. That's a lot of CS, and if I'm correct, about 16 CS is 300 gold, so we're looking at about maybe 1k gold up at the moment. That's my assumption, is about something like that. That's a lot. That's really huge considering the item difference too. She has a full Noon Quiver and the pickaxe versus Jhin not having that. I would think she's gonna go for the Kraken Slayer and then Jhin for Gale Force.
She's got about 700 gold up on at the moment.
Oh, 700. Well,
700.
dang.
That's still a decent amount of gold. Fiddle, gonna be able to start up this Rift Herald, no problem. Looks like the other team is not going to realize that Fiddle is taking this Herald. But with that being said, Amumu was in the bush.
He's lurking, and I think we're about to have a fight coming on our hands if he's lurking there. Especially with Hecarim being on the bot side, it is very possible that this could turn ugly real quick.
Jhin manages to get that cheeky ward over the top of the wall, so they are going to spot it out. That's good. Fiddlesticks roaming over to the top lane, going to just channel that back with the Herald. So we're kind of at a little slow spot at the moment. Right when I say that, I imagine we're going to kick it off immediately, but we have Dragon spotting in about 30 seconds.
This is a fight I expect, especially for second drag. You want to stop that dragon stacking, and we have ourselves a little bit of bush.
And speaking of dragon stacking, you're gonna have Hecarim going in on top of Galio. Galio very strong. Sejuani coming to roam over. Vanish Toss lands. Galio launches himself over the wall, but the CC cannot escape from. He falls down to the offering. Fiddle over the top of the wall is gonna get massive CC, but he's not gonna be able to do much. Getting stunned and locked up by the Ahri. Double kill over to her. She focuses on his Set. He's going to ult on top of him. He's going to run away, but he's not going to run fast enough when you're being chased by the horse. And MF want a piece of the action and is going to run down the Jhin for a little bit of damage.
Overall, 3 for 1. So they just had the read, I guess. We saw that little bit of a cheese that they pulled in the mid river. Oh, Jin's opening up here.
Right there, but Jhin calls the curtains. Encore misses. and MF is going to walk out of there, but the Hecarim is following up from the flank behind him. Heroic Entrance coming in to save the Jhin. He is taken down very low. He is not going to be able to survive this, and he doesn't. The taunt coming in on a Hecarim, but he's going to get hit by 2 members of Team 5. Hecarim has to back out slowly, but again, you can't run away from a horse. Double kill to the Hecarim.
Hecarim. What was it, the Udyr Hecarim meta at the beginning of this year, or was that last year? Either way, it kind of smells like that's about to come back, especially if the
fight is not over just yet. Nice pull back in from the set. He's going to get charmed and locked up. Chain CC, his health bar ticking down very slowly. He's going to have to walk out of there. Both 2 members on the side of Team 6 looking very low. Now Team 5 is just going to posture over onto this dragon. Not sure how much Team 6 is going to be able to do, and Ahri barely misses out on claiming that set, and she gets shut down by the Jhin. And Team 6 walks into the river, Banish Toss landing onto the fiddle. Both members, all members ignoring him, focusing onto the Hecarim. He has to ult away, but he can't ult away from the shutdown of Fiddlesticks, and they take the dragon!
Wow. Bit of an overchase coming in. I think they overchased there. Set's trying to run down a Mumu, but I don't think he's gonna get him. Would you say that was kind of a little bit of an overchase coming in from Team 5 going into the jungle with no wards? It's like the enemy, Team 6 just came in, collapsed, and just picked up much needed kills. But they're still ahead on the dragon stacking here.
I really don't think that they were overchasing. I think it was more of a get vision so that they can see Team 6 walking. I don't think it was an overchase. I think the Ahri just got unlucky with the way that she was doing her zoning. I think that's what it was. I think it was just more of an unlucky. But besides that, can we please talk about that fight in general?
Yeah, there was a lot that happened that fight because it looked like it was going to go very, very awry for Team 6, but they just all backed out exactly how they needed to do. And then you have the set W coming in, blowing up the Sejuani in front of them. That was disgusting damage. Then you follow that, they keep going in, they try to establish control over the blue side of that jungle, and so they can take the dragon for free to stop the stack. But then that gets immediately stopped by the continuation of...
We're gonna stop right there, because this Sejuani and Hecarim sniff out of Fiddlesticks, who has to go golden. But when you go golden in League, you instantly turn to the gray screen. Oof. That's unlucky right there. Set's gonna have to walk over here, but he's gonna get jumped on by the Sejuani immediately. Looking for that blast cone, is gonna get stunned up, probably not gonna be able to hit it, but he does manage to get over that top of the wall, but he's gonna get Glacial Prism. Sejuani catches a W, giving him a little bit of extra shield. He's gonna have to go with the Haymaker, but gets feared instead. 2 kills over to the blue side.
Okay. They're just accelerating this gold lead even more, so good on Team 5 for keeping the pressure up. They don't have much objective pressure right now, minus the Rift Herald I believe was taken earlier. Other than that, like they're doing a really, really good job at making sure that like they're keeping the tempo going. They're seeking Team 6 out in their own jungle to try to get picks and to keep that gold lead. Hecarim is 9-2. I'm just gonna casually point out that's ridiculous.
Since we're talking about picks, we have yet to mention Hex Soul Map right now, which is going to be huge for a Fiddlesticks ult, because you instantly get behind the team without having to think of a cheeky flank. You take the Hex Gate, you come over to the top of the Dragon Pit, and you win the team fight.
Oh,
so if we could just toggle blue side, even if Fiddle wanted to do that, he can't. Blue side has deep wards in both sections of the jungle. Sitting next to those entrances at red and blue buff. So even if Fiddle, let's say he wanted to get onto the back end, he can, which I think is really, really great and well done by the Team 5 team. I give credit to the Amumu just because he is the support, but also got to give credit to Hecarim because he is setting that up.
100%. All right, so we're a little bit of a lull at the moment. First tower was taken in the top lane by the Sejuani, so now, you know, adding more gold into the pocket. And Sejuani does some much needed gold for her. Well, I guess not much needed. She's up almost 30 CS, so never mind. Good gold in her pocket, rather.
She's up about 13k, and she's good.
Yeah, I think Sejuani's fine. I take it back. Maybe it's a Sedge dip after all.
Sedge is going
to start the second Herald
with the heck. Team 6 not going to be really able to answer this. Too many members on the opposite side of the map. Even if they wanted to go in, I don't think they can deal with Hecarim and Sejuani at this point right now.
I don't think so either.
Hecarim coming out with that, but we do have a really huge encore and Fiddle with the heroic entrance coming in. The heroic entrance is just going to stomp the MF into the dirt, turn it to ash, and Amumu is going to follow with a double kill in the bot lane. That's going to be an easy tower take from the side of Team 6. Galio having to teleport into the mid lane to stop the push, and we do have Set in the top lane to stop the push of Sejuani. So really good macro from Team 6 right there.
Okay, yeah. Very, very well done to call in the Galio, and that little cheeky alcove play coming in from the Fiddle there. I love that. And that's why the alcove was made right there, was for those Fiddle ultimates that you can pull off. So as a result of that, the objective bounties will fall off after that top